Yeah, that was a lot of wind-up, hey? And I've got 2 countdowns and everything, and I've had a lot of caffeine, and I'm really excited to be here. So let's just wait for a few seconds while we awkwardly stare at the people coming through in here, though. Okay, so show of hands, not that I can see anything here with this blaring light. Who here has worked with me in the past? Oh, okay. I'm going to lie to all of those people. Who here has ever written a snippet of HTML in their life? Yeah, like the whole room here. And who here is deathly afraid that AI is going to enslave us? And the irony is that we've actually taken leadership in AI in some ways, though. And this talk is my attempt and my awkwardness at feeling that I wasn't in charge of AI. And luckily, BBD equipped me with nerves of steel to actually do this. I worked in ATC for 5 years. I worked in BBD for 7 years. And I'm a advocate for Microsoft. I travel the world, empowering everyone to do more. And this talk is really about using AI for accessibility and a little bit of a story of the 1.6 billion people that I engage with on a daily basis, though. So a little bit of a background. I have achondroplasia, dwarfism. So that's me at the University of Bloemfontein, which I think we do. Peter, do we still engage with them? I'm sure we do. Yes, I met some of them recently. And then there's me at the old BBD offices getting coffee. Don't worry, it's not decaf. I presented these slides at the World Health Organization. So you really are got your decaf in everyone's face, though. But notice that I've put it there bolt on. And this is the common theme that I've spoken to so many people around the world. It's that just like testing your code, you test it afterwards, you create the unit case. Accessibility has also always been seen as a bolt-on. And the problem with bolt-on, you can see there, you might not get the coffee or the chair. And the bolt-on creates something called the Hydra. It's a mythical creature that when you chop off the one head, then it will grow another head. And it's the same as putting a bug in production and trying to go in and fix that bug. It's very difficult to do that. So if you don't shift left and kill the Hydra before it is born, what you're doing is you're giving birth to something that is someone else's problem and a much bigger problem in the future. And with accessibility, that means something else, though. Because there's like no way that someone in a wheelchair is going to be able to climb that. And I've seen this for firsthand. So I was in New York going to a talk, and I had to go through customs, and they have a camera that scans you in there for your visa. There. And I thought to myself, maybe I can't climb on my bag or anything. And then I called the New Yorkers, which never going to help you. Please come help me. I just need you to reach me up there. I commandeered an entire family from India. Their mother, the father, the children, all of them. And they all lifted me up to get to that point, though. And I thought, this is a great accessibility, talk that we can do. But really, that's the point. If you bolt on something, you're never going to get to that point of that the individual who is using your tool set has a seamless experience. And we're going to go through today exactly how to create that seamless experience. I've got a lot of memes, I've got a lot of jokes, I've got some also very, very frightening AI images, and let's start. So first of all, yeah, AI this, AI that, AI for porridge and everything like that. I've been working non-stop on AI. Okay, that's fine. You guys have ChatGPT. Who has to administrate it? And it's really taken off faster than any mindset that we've ever seen. And the problem with that is that there is a lot of people who are really scared, myself included here. We have the good for humanity and useless people, not fun, but just a toy, entertaining, but no real use cases. Then we have the bad for humanity and useless, just a statistical parrot, dangerous. We have the bad for humanity and capable. AI will take our jobs. humans will become dumb and amplifies fake news, hate speech. AI will take over and enslave us. But I said, hey, Rory, you get paid for this. You should do something positive. So I did do something positive, and I also made sure that I was in that quadrant there. There are some very useful applications, and then unlocks new human potential. This is the sum total of 100 billion people, the combined knowledge ever since written history. It is an incredibly powerful tool to be able to do that. And we're going to make so much money off this. That is the generative AI as a total technology spend. And that is the generative AI revenue. And they estimate it's going to add $4 trillion per year to the global revenue every year. In no more than 3 years, anything that is not connected to AI will be considered broken or invisible. But you just touched on accessibility, Rory. You just said that if you don't code something for people that they'll feel involved, they'll feel broken and invisible. And they do. I've spoken around the world and people, and they say, no, I can't see that. I can't do that. I can't reach that level there. I feel broken and invisible. So this is a challenge. This is by our CTO, Sam Shilantz, but it's also a warning. Because technology, this is the WebAIM, they scan 1 million sites every year. And in that, they give us the statistics for the complexity of the home pages that they land on with that site. So this is 1 million home pages that they land on. And they've been tracking it since 2019. And it's becoming more and more complicated and more difficult to manage. And out of those million, 96.3% of them had detected accessibility issues. On average, 50 accessibility errors per page. They also scanned that there's 1,200 different technologies on those pages. And that is the line of the accessibility issues that they monitored starting from 2019. Can you see anything wrong with the complexity versus that? That's not going down fast enough. In 2019 to 2023, we only solved 1% of the accessibility issues on those home pages. At the same time, they became 10% more complicated. There's only really 6 or 7 issues that you have to worry about on those home pages. Low contrast text. Who here is colorblind? Sorry for the red. That's just, it's their graphic. Missing alternative text for images. Empty links. Missing form labels. And then also missing buttons and missing document language. That's it. You solved those issues. And you've solved most of the issues for accessibility. So why? Why can't we? Because we haven't actually had the ability to use, and I love using this, an intern. We're going to go through exactly what intern we're going to use. But first of all, I need to introduce you to my company, the biggest bunch of liberals out of Seattle. I went there recently. And first of all, the whole place is just in smoke from weed. It's just like start to end. It's just wonderful. Everyone's tattooed, shaven hair, and listens to Pearl Jam and Nirvana. It's the cutest thing, though. But they also said to us, we have an accessibility issue that every single staff, 220,000 of us, have to actually adhere to. And it starts off with, we hire accessible staff because there is nothing about us without us. If you want to solve accessibility, hire people who have accessibility needs. And I promise you, they'll be the hardest working humans that you've ever met. Also, we resource and training. I know I've created some of the training there. You go in and search for accessibility will be one of the top links, though. And we push it hard because we have 1.6 billion people that use our tool sets. When you have that level of responsibility, you need to provide them resources and training. We have stakeholders. We work with all the governments and organizations for accessibility. We manage it like a business. We make money off accessibility. Yeah. What we do is we engage with a customer and we say to them, we're going to grow your business and we're going to make you accessible and we're going to use that accessibility for free, but you're going to get us as part of your growth strategy. And then we market as in the sales play. Yes, they chose us because we're going to help them with accessibility. It makes huge number of profits when you know that the organization that you're speaking to actually has a heart and a soul. And next, while I'm here, technology solutions. We have to provide, if we're going to have an accessibility mission, we have to provide technology solutions. And we have design, develop, test and report, analyze and remediate and automate. That's the classic SDLC. And to do that, really, you're going to start off with accessibility rules. You're going to get some help in authoring from our tool sets. You're going to detect and report accessibility violations. But then you need recommended fixes. And you need someone to merge your fix PRs for you automagically. So we have the first three. We have a WCAG for Web Center for Accessibility Guidelines. We have VSCode to develop. And we have Accessibility Insights, which uses the XDQ rules engine, which is the standard for checking for all of that. But we don't have that. That's where the magic comes in. Now, with AI, you've identified an issue. You've identified a problem. Now you say, okay, cool, why don't we have that? Because analyzing and recommending 1 million sites is a lot of work, and it would take a human being a very long time. Remediating and automating that with PRs would also take a very long time. So now you're going to tell me what my plan is going to save the world. We're sorry about we're sorry. Okay. It gave us room to think, especially when it went full murder mode. But it also gave us room to think exactly what responsible AI is. Responsible AI is about putting multiple layers on the onion, about teaching it just like you grew up as a child and spitting in your teacher's coffee. So we have the model, and we fine-tune it, and you can fine-tune your model also. We filter response, and we also have a safety system there, rapid response. You saw there, when I tried to create my pirate bot in the beginning, it said, I don't like what you're doing. Didn't even give me the option to tell me what was going on. But that's a safety system. Then on top of that, you've got your UI and UX meta prompts. And then you've got your product purposing around that. And each one of those layers can be, and is, for GPT-4, a different model. So GPT-3 or GPT-4 takes the base model that you have there, the generative model, and wraps it around with mitigation layers. So I said to it, okay, cool, you've got all of these mitigation layers. I want to move the needle. Explain in 5 bullet points of 5 words or less how ChatGPT can test accessible apps. And it says, I can simulate user interactions. It can become you. Just like I created that bot earlier, that pirate bot. It can become you. It knows more about you and how to become you than you do, actually. Because it can learn from that. It can identify accessibility issues, can automate repetitive tasks, it validates code compliance, and it generates test support. And I didn't even prompt this, so it knows exactly how to do that. And yes, we're going to make it work. Because artificial intelligence is like the world's greatest intern. Introducing my little bot, our little bot, called LI-AI. You can access it on aka.ms/LI-AI. And this is part of the demo that I'll be showcasing today. What this does, it scans your HTML files, locally or via URL. It then uses Playwright, the guardrail. Remember what I said to you. You need an onion layer. So we know that the testing tools know more about accessibility than GPT-4. So the testing tools need to tell GPT-4 what's wrong. And it would be the same with your unit tests. If you run it against your code, you need your unit tests to tell GPT-4 what's wrong. We check it there. We get some results back. We then go in and create a report, and we chuck it to Azure OpenAI, which is dirt cheap. I think I've paid like $3 for like 6 months of using it, though, because you costed per millions of tokens. It's going to give you the suggestions or a fix. Then it's going to do it for me. At the same time, running this in GitHub Actions for NPM on every PR request. So we're going to do a demo. I'm going to start you with analog, because we are analog beings living in a digital world facing a quantum future. For the digital, I'm going to show you how to use a smidgen of AI. And then for the quantum future, I'm going to just get it to do it for me. But I am going to start off by getting AI to create the issues for me. Okay, so let's go out of here. And now I'm going to open up Visual Studio Code. This is the Insiders Edition. Nothing's here. Nothing up my sleeves. Okay, so I want to create a workspace for me. I'm going to go chat, and this is GPT chat. And I'm going to go GPT chat. Let me make that a little bit bigger. How does that work there? Yeah, okay, cool. I'm going to go / create workspace. I'm not going to get all fancy, but I could actually say HTML or React or anything like that. I'm just going to go basic HTML. HTML. Thinking. Can someone just actually say, put some elevator music when it's thinking? And it's got a page for me now. It's got an index.html, it's got a JS script, and okay, cool, create workspace. I'm going to pop this into dev. Where's dev here? Dev, oh, this is my other laptop. Yeah, I'm going to go into dev. I'm going to create a new folder here called BBD. And I'm going to go into BBD, and I'm going to say, create workspace. So I'm getting AI ready as an intern to go in and create my HTML page. Now, you can do the same with .NET, with Java, with JavaScript, with Python. You go in and create it, but you can go to one little step further. You can go create me a workspace and also a REST service connecting to this here. But you can do that in your own time here. So now it's going to go create it. Remember, this is a live demo, people, live coding with live AI. Now I've got my little index.html here. I'm going to just close this here. And it's a nice little index.html, but it's accessible. We want to break it. So I've got a little prompt here that I want to do. And my little script here. This took me a while to learn out how to get AI to do bad things. So my daughter comes in to me, and I'm in my office, and I'm screaming, and I'm going, no, stop it, no. And she goes, who are you talking to? I go, Copilot, ChatGPT. She goes, why are you screaming at it? I said, it won't be mean. But you told me it's not going to be mean. I said, yes, but I need it to be mean for this demonstration. So I'm going to ask it to be mean pleasantly. I'm going to say to it, create an HTML file with WCAG issues. The file should have low contrast text, missing alt text for images, missing landmarks, improper use of headings, and missing ARIA attributes. The file should be intentionally created for demonstration, common WCAG issues that can present in an HTML file. So I literally have to tell it, I'm being mean for a purpose. Okay, so let's do that. And then if you don't do that, it just argues with you. I'm not allowed to do that. Blah, 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 blah. Liberals. Okay, so now it's going to do that. Remember, those are the guardrails. We have guardrails in place for that exact purpose. So I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to Control A. Okay, AI has given us cack. So let's see if we can fix it. So the first thing that you want to do here, you can see immediately there's got some squiggly lines. My OCD, ADHD, many letters in the alphabet. I said, no, go fix those quickly, though. But I've got the linter extension. Remember the accessibility insights tool that I mentioned about? The other rules engine, you can run in VSCode, but I'm going to show you how to do the other one also via the browser. So over here, you can see there, it's already warned me that you need to have a lang attribute with the X linter extensions. Let's just go show you their the X linter extensions. Yes, there we go. So I've installed that. And then I can go in there and I can see the problem and view the problem also. So I can go has lang. So I can click on that. And then that will go through to the issue that we have, though. And it'll tell you how you can actually solve it. I can also go in here, and I can go open that file for me. So reveal on file exploder. Exploder. Oh my gosh, I'm old. And here's my page here. Let's make that a little bit bigger. Now I can go into the extension. This is an Edge extension. You've got it for Chrome. And this is the same rules engine that the Xlinter did there. You can just go fast pass, and it'll say, okay, cool. You've got the same issues that we had there. The alt image is wrong, and the has lang is wrong here. Okay, so how do we solve this? Now, we solve it first with the analog way. And you can go in there, and you can just go lang equals to en. And that'll solve it in the analog way. But we want to be digital. So we want to just mouse over there, and we're going to go quick fix. And Copilot, remember that broke it? It knows how to fix it also. So now we can go fix with Copilot. And it's going to go take that Xlinter issue that we have there, and it's going to accept it. Because if the AI created it, shouldn't it have the something of mind? What is that? Frame of mind to actually go and fix it, though. The problem is that accessibility is so complicated. Not even the AI sometimes can fix the issues that it created. We're going to see how you can actually resolve that now. So let's go in. And I've showed you Xlinter, Accessibility Insights, and Copilot to fix the issues. Now I want to do everything because I want to go one step further. I've showed you analog. I've showed you digital. Now I want to show you quantum. To do that, I had to build something. So I went into Azure OpenAI because they give me a lot of money on this. So I could do like a lot of stuff on it. And I built a little bot, and it says you are an accessibility consultant that solves accessibility issues. And let's just, okay, spell thank you, Microsoft Editor. Okay, and then we can go save changes there. Let me make that a little bit bigger. And now you can actually go there. We can just clear the chat there. Hi, what do you do? I'm an accessibility consultant. So we've got an AI with 1.3 trillion tokens that knows all the works of Shakespeare, that has ingested nearly all the code of the human mind, that now can help you with accessibility. But how do I get that? How do I get that into a place that you can code? Because developers do not do anything if there's no lazy, easy avenue to that. So you can go view code here, and you can download in Python, C# or curl. So I did the curl one here. And then what I did is I chucked it into a project. Let's go open that project. Open recent. And we want to go to the API here. I want to close that there. And all I did here on AI, I said, okay, cool. Go call that URL. Let's make that a little bit bigger. Go call that URL. And then just read the HTML that I'm sending you. It's a meta prompt. If it's JSX, also read it. Or Angular template. And then fix only the accessibility issues listed here. Because else it'll hallucinate. And we've seen hallucinations endlessly around that, though. So we've got a guardrail. We've got multiple guardrails now. We've got the X rules engine, which we're going to actually do to babysit GPT. So then I've got this, and let's run it locally here. So let's go File. We want to go Terminal, New Terminal. We can just go npm start here. And this is going to connect to that Azure OpenAI instance. I want to go back into Bash. Now I'm going to just take and prove to you that this works, because there's never smoke and mirrors in any developer's code here. And I'm just going to give it a snippet of HTML without a alt image. Let's move that away. I'm just going to go Control Paste there. Okay, so that, because it pasted it definitely from the wrong thing. This is what happens when you work with non-Microsoft tools. It actually pastes the incorrect. Let's go here. Let's go File, New text file. Yeah, that'll work. Cool. I'm going to copy that. Now we paste that. Yeah, black means good something. Okay. Now it's going to go and it's going to just take the welcome to AI. And then you can see there, the alt image there. It didn't have that alt image. But I pasted one snippet of code then. So I'm hitting Azure OpenAI and I'm just giving it one snippet, and I've tested that it works well. Let's do a couple of thousand. Let's do a whole page. Let's do that page that we just generated there. But wait, in that page there, I said to it, please go in and find landmark issues. Not even the X engine could pick that up. Did you notice that? It only picked up 2 issues there. It was the alt name and then the lang. But if you go back into that original page here, let's go File, Open Recent, my HTML project, don't save. It said missing landmarks. It didn't pick it up. Because what GPT-4 does better than anyone is it simulates you. It simulates a human using it, not a rigid rules engine. So it can do more than that. So how do I do this then? How do I fix this? So I built another project that calls the API. And you can, that's the little project that you can do there, the LA API there. I'm calling my Azure-based service now. So I took that API that calls OpenAI and I chucked it on Azure, the cloud of choice. And all I do then now is I say to it, go and chunk it and suggest the fix. I'm going to make sure I'm in the right place here. Fix. And it's going to chunk it and apply the fix. Oh, I'm scanning way too much code. Fixing accessibility issues. Where are you? There we go. So fixing accessibilities, fixes applied, fixes rejected, automatically fixing files though. And this runs in TypeScript. So what I've done there is just I've chunked the file and I've sent it through to my API backend. So let's go into our original file there. Open recent, the BBD project here. Remember, if we open this here, and we go Reveal in File Explorer, and we run it through the X rules engine here, we get those issues there. But now, we're going to run this. Let's go Terminal, File, Terminal, New Terminal. So I've compiled it into an NPM package, and we can go npm, aliar. I'm going to go fix index.html. You can also scan it to make sure you can get the results first. And this runs in your PR and will pick up all your issues for you, though. So it's fixing the accessibility issues. It's going in and chunking the file that we just created with AI. It's going in and taking each accessibility issue, saying, wait, do I need to scan line by line, or can I actually scan an entire section of it, though. And then it's going to pick up issues that we didn't encounter. So we're going to say yes here. And now it's got the alt text there. It's got the landmarks. We didn't even pick up landmarks. When I showed this to the powers that be, they said this is the main issue that we still can't solve because landmarks need a human eye. And we have a human now. We have an intern to be able to do that. And we also have the headings and also the ARIA labels. Okay, so this is, remember, this is live and the thing can hallucinate. I'm going to go back in there and scan it again for that drop the mic, feeling that we did everything forward engineering and backward engineering. I promise nothing. So let's go in there. We've saved it. Review and File Explorer. We want to open it up there. And now we want to go moment of truth and nothing. And it solved more than we even were looking for. And you can tweak it according to that also. So all I did was I noticed that if I didn't build something, and this is being used right now on tens of thousands of HTML sites that we need to fix, and if not millions coming up soon. We're part of a project also that is going to extend it to millions. And if I hadn't done that then, I would have felt exactly like that other quadrant, which was, it's just overbearing. It's just overbearing, but don't feel like that. Look at a problem that you know that is impossible to solve, and then it will be easy to do with AI. We're analog beings living in a digital future, facing a analog beings living in a digital world facing a quantum future. I showed you what was, how to fix it, what is currently, how to fix it with AI, and then what is coming forward, which is how to do everything with generative AI. Because I don't want to have to sit here again and feel broken or invisible. I want you to feel that everything that you have that you can connect to AI, in no more than 3 years, if you don't, it's going to feel broken or invisible. So my call to action is please get your accessibility fundamentals. Microsoft, remember what I said? We do the learning and the tools. That's free. You get accredited, and it takes, I've done it in 2 hours before. And you can go to aka.ms/accessibility-fundamentals and follow me on Twitter. Thank you so much. I'll take questions now.